Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Just a quick update on an intraday basis. Cryptos didn't move much on the weekend, rather a little bit to the downside. So there was a little bit of selling pressure. That's what we talked about before, right? As long as we stay below those resistance areas, the focus is rather on the downside. Surely there could be a rally into resistance. And the move down still looks somewhat corrective, I have to say. But so far, the market has not been able to break above this trend line here. And the overall downside pressure remains high. It's just that I'm not entirely convinced about the latest changes of the microstructure. So I've changed it because of the new lows to a possible third wave that's already in the making to the downside here. So circle. So if we really say a B wave topped in our yellow wave count that we discussed on Sunday, Monday, then we had a 5-wave move down in wave 1. Then this here could be a 3-wave move up in wave 2. And maybe the third wave down is already unfolding. We had an initial 1-2 setup, another 1-2 setup, and we could now be in the third wave of the third wave. Circle wave 3 should get to 56,550. Let me just double check that. Yeah, that's correct. The 1.38 extension, maybe we get there. It doesn't look entirely impulsive to the downside, but this is sort of the best count I've got at the moment. I'm pretty sure it will change, however, it will morph. But as I always say, the wave count isn't so important. There is not really a long trade setup available at the moment that I can see. So just to repeat what I said in previous videos, right? There isn't really a long trade setup available that I can see. There are possible bearish setups, which obviously provide a good reward to risk ratio if the price gets close to the invalidation points. What are the invalidation points for the bearish scenarios? Well, the first one, obviously, in the last video I highlighted, maybe the wave 2 is still unfolding here. But with the new lows that have formed, maybe wave 2 already topped, so we just have to be watching. However, if we get another rally, then obviously our key resistance area is between 60, well, let's say key resistance is 63,406, right? That's really the main resistance area. I'm not entirely sure what this is, so I'm not adjusting resistance at the moment, but 63,400. Any break above it would unlock more bullish potential and would make the bearish count that's on the chart less likely. Quick explanation again, the idea is currently that we've already started possibly the third wave down. So we have a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, and we could be in this larger third wave, which again is a 5-wave move. 1-2, 1-2, and then we do this, right? That actually works quite well. It would be a shallow wave 2, but it's pretty much what we talked about, that this larger wave 2 is already in place. The only thing that changed from the previous video, that it's possible that circle wave 2 is already over. But again, I'm not very convinced by this microstructure, so I will probably change my mind, because it's not coming down impulsively enough for this wave count. But if that is the case, you know what I'm showing here, then we should move to 56,550 next, and the price should stay, and that's really the nearest invalidation point. The price should stay below 59,000, $500. So this wave too high there. And the overall downside pressure remains high. As I said, I think at the moment the trend line is keeping the direct trend down. So what the analysis gives you is the next sort of support range here, micro support range really, for the bearish scenario. Any break above the trend line might unlock a larger wave 2. So we just have to watch for that. Then we have resistance here. I can even add now the 50% fib level. I didn't want to do that before because the chart would have just been too cluttered. But these are sort of the standard resistance levels now for a larger wave 2, between 60,460 and 63,400. Yeah, so but overall not much going on there at the moment. It's just moving down, lower lows and lower highs. So remember that we talked about rather some downside pressure and potential bearishness in the market. This roadmap in yellow could send us down into the region around 45K. I have also still the bullish count on the chart, but as I said, to really give the bulls a comeback and confirm that the bulls are focused on driving the price higher. 1 second. Just moving these wave labors over, we need to see a break above resistance. So that's still at 63,406. I have just made a slight adjustment to the white count because we moved down lower. Remember, I had the wave 2 here before, and then this was kind of an A-B structure. But I think the only bullish count that I really see that makes sense is a larger flat correction where we have a wave 1 to the upside, but in 3 waves. Then this is a running flat, but this move down looks like a larger 3-wave move, obviously, right? So basically it would be an AB. It just doesn't make sense. So it would have to be, to make it simple, it would have to be a WXY structure, and that in a running flat is just so rare. So I don't believe it, but we'll see what happens. In that case, I mean, there is one more scenario, or let's say one more support level left for the bulls. I haven't actually shown it because I find it quite weak. It's at 51,900. Depending on how the price is developing, I might show it or I might not show it. The thing is, I don't see it as a good long trade setup. Okay, not until I see evidence that the white third wave has started. That's pretty much where we are. So not much action. Bear in mind, tomorrow the stock market is closed as well in the US. So that's why the market is quite boring at the moment. It's been bleeding a bit today, but nothing major. And we are still in the overall range that started in March. So unfortunately, that is all I can report here. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.